pulled into the parking lot this morning, I got news that one of my best friend's mom just passed suddenly of a heart attack. And as many of you know, just over a year ago, my mom died. And there's this thing called compounded grief. So, my heart is open wide today. Margot, you were asking about the intention of that song, and little did we know, holy cow, that, I got too close to something that's on maybe. Little did we know the deeper meaning that that song would bring for me and for many of us who may be reflecting on a loved one who have passed, right? We're here long enough to be loved, to know love, to express love. And there's this great mystery of life. We never know when it may be our time. And yet, those of us that are still here in this experience have the opportunity to feel that great love as grief and sorrow and the loss and the missing of that life and that being and all that they brought to the world. So it's a tender energy this morning, and I know that if you are here today, if you're hearing this message, that there's something resonating with you in this as well. So we're looking at soaring in love, on the wings of love, and I think about something my mom used to always say to me, which is, she's like, girl, you're just soaring on angel wings. She would never understand how my life would just kind of be here and there and everywhere. So that idea is something that's always stuck with me, that whatever's going on, I'm soaring on angel's wings. The book this month, Thich Nhat Hanh, the amazing Tibetan Buddhist teacher, offers many different perspectives on love. And one of those is the nature of interbeing. I don't know if there's any way to turn this monitor down or me down in it, or even if it's just physical on the machine, because I'm just hearing myself. Oh, that's a little better. Now I sound like echo, echo, echo. Yes. Yeah, if we can mute the other mics, that might help. Yes. Thank you. Well, now I'm like in a great hall. I'm in a cave speaking to the, well, that doesn't turn off on there, but yeah, can this be muted? Number 6, I think. We just rebuilt the whole sound system with a new board a couple of days ago. So it's, everything is new, plugged in, new numbers, new things. And thank you, April and David, for helping with that. Okay, so Thich Nhat Hanh, interbeing. I love this. He says, when you make a friend smile, their happiness nourishes you too. When you cultivate peace within, you radiate outwards and others feel it. When you heal yourself, you heal the world. That sounds better. Yeah, okay. So I might say that again. When you make a friend smile, their happiness nourishes you too. When you cultivate peace within, you radiate it outwards and others feel it. And when you heal yourself, you heal the world. That's not a direct quote, but that's kind of an essence of this teaching of his on interbeing. And in the Science of Mind, we teach the same truth, right? Love, joy, peace. These qualities of spirit are flowing through all of life. And they do not originate outside of us. They arise from within. And because they come from within, they are inexhaustible. I love that. The more we give them away, the more they flow. Isn't that a great thing? I often think of the idea of love being inexhaustible. When people have multiple pets, multiple children, multiple lovers, who knows? There's more than enough love. And sometimes society tells us that, or my daughter often asks, well, who's your favorite? She always wants you to pick, like, who's the favorite pet? I'm like, I can't do that. There's more than enough. It is inexhaustible. And there's more love. As we experience love, it like compounds so that we get to express it even more. So, he offers, I'm having to kind of adapt this a little bit, y'all, because a big part of this was going to be around happiness and joy, and I'm just not feeling it. So, and hey, it's real. So, one of the first steps he offers is to recognize love, right? So, yesterday, we had a second part of the movement workshop that Deborah offered. Oh, we are just... Should I just switch to that one if that one is more consistent? We did sound check, and as much as you try with like playing this and doing this with one person up here trying to do it all at the same time, it's kind of hard until you're live in the moment to work out some of these kinks. So, all right. So our minds. I was saying that yesterday at the movement workshop, Patty. You've been summoned, Patty. Oh, you found... It's right. It was up here. I was like... Thank you, Patty. We needed that, right? Sometimes that cathartic laugh. Okay, so let me just... Whew. So yesterday at the workshop, I was sharing that my grief was really up. And this is before I kind of knew why, and I've been feeling my mom really close, and I think that in a way it was like she was, like she knew, like she was with my friend's mom, and she knew, and she was here for me. And so I was sharing with the group as we started that. I was like, okay, y'all, I'm just showing up kind of, my grief's up today. And I noticed that I can find myself sometimes waking up or like in this state and asking, like, what's wrong? Like, is there something wrong with me? And then gratefully, I have the awareness to quickly shift out of that space instead of scanning from the what's wrong to moving into I'm okay. Patty reminded me of the new lyric of her song, "You are welcome as you are." And so Thich Nhat Hanh says, what if we were to shift our focus to recognize love first? Because our minds often scan for what's missing or what's wrong, what's lacking, or where love seems to be absent. But if we trained our minds first to recognize love, he offers this simple mantra: love is here now. So I invite you to say that with me now. Ready? Love is here now. Anyone else relate to that, right? Like something goes on and your mind's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Yeah. And then even when nothing feels particularly loving, sometimes just the very act of breathing and reflecting on, I have breath. And with each breath, I can express the love that I am. Existence itself is an act of love. And when we affirm it, we can train our awareness to see that we are always here, present as love. recognizing love, being love, knowing love. So after the workshop, is this even on? Oh, okay. After the workshop, we had the opportunity to step over to the Woodland Art Fair and see Miss Tina. Yes. And bringing the love to the community through her music yesterday, which was just beautiful. Yes. So thank you, Tina, for sharing your gifts with the world. And then I had scheduled a massage. I hadn't had a massage in a while. It was time, right? I was feeling all this. So my massage also ended up being a very different experience. I went in and I was like, okay, I have a lot of tension right here, and I really like deep tissue. Well, little did I know, she's also trained in myofascial release. If anyone has ever experienced that, that's what I was doing most of the time. She's like, breathe in, slowly breathe it out, and I was like, So I woke up, all of it, I mean, it did. It unlocked something, and it is soar. And, of course, me, I get very fascinated by things, so I start researching more, like, what is fascia? And what is this? What does it mean, the fascial release? Because I could physically feel it, it was like crunching, and she would push slow and hard until they would kind of be released. And these tendons get all bound up together. And the science is kind of unclear, but they're like, basically, they get stuck because of stress or emotion or trauma or different things. And when we release them through movement and stretching and massage and different things, it can free us to move more freely. And then I read about this thing, I forget the wording, basically it's kind of like a myofascia detox afterwards that you may experience. And so I'm just sitting here, y'all, showing up as a very authentic ball of recently released myofascia trauma, grief. I don't know what. You're welcome for being a reflection of you. And it's just an interesting day. So what I know is love is here now. Where's love? Here. And what is the answer? Love, yes. So, love. Love is respect. This is another idea that Thich Nhat Hanh presents. True love contains respect. And respect grows through daily practice. It's in how we listen, how we put down the phone and really be present to someone when we're talking with them or at a meal. It's giving someone our full attention, respect. And disrespect comes from neglect or distraction. Isn't that an interesting idea? But love slows down. Love looks at someone, is present with someone, and says, I see you, I hear you, you matter. And this is how love takes root and can grow even stronger. So the third idea I want to touch on today from Thich Nhat Hanh is the idea of being grounded in love. So our culture often sensationalizes romantic love with fireworks and passion and drama. But there's also a quieter, steady love. A love that is rooted in compassion, in patience, in intention. It's the love that asks us to pause and ask, what is my intention right now? It's the love that asks us, what does love look like now? Particularly in long relationships, whether they be friendships, family, romantic, community. People are always growing and changing. And in such, what would it look like to be so grounded in love that we show up
in the presence of the now moment to see our beloved exactly as they are now. Not as we remember them to be, or we thought they should or could be, or not as the person we first fell in love with 20-some years ago, but who they are now. And in order to do that, we must also offer ourselves the same grace and space to allow ourselves to show up as who we are today and to love ourselves for who we are today. So taking that moment to ground in the presence of the now moment of what is love seeking to be revealed or seen or expressed as now can provide the framework for a steady, long-lasting, grounded expression of love in any type of relationship, right? Setting that intention can ground us in love. And action without intention can be frantic, right? But action with intention is love made visible. Action with intention is love made visible. So in the reading, I want to touch back to these mantras that Thich Nhat Hanh offers in this book. And this is something that you can use with a partner, a friend, or even with yourself. Darling, or you can say their name, or you can say, my friend, I am here for you. My friend, I know you are there, and I am happy. My friend, I know you are suffering. That is why I am here for you. And darling, my friend, I am suffering. Please help. Or you may say, I am suffering. Please be with me. Please witness. Please see me, right? For truly, what I've come to know after living this life these many years and getting to know and work intimately with so many people is that we all have the deep desire to be seen, to be known for who we are. And not just the polished Instagram version of who we are, but for the messy, grieving, fascia-released version of who we are. And when we show up this way and we hold space for one another in this way, I don't know about you, but those roots of love seem to reach out and bring us even closer. Yes? When someone shares something vulnerable with me, I feel like I truly know them even more. And in turn, I get an opportunity to know myself even more by being in that space of witnessing the love for another. So if you have a chance to practice these mantras this week, it is something that I encourage as an opportunity to grow in that deep love. But if you were just to pick one, probably the one that is most uncomfortable for us, as the reading said, is that last one. I am suffering. Please help. It takes humility, it takes courage, it takes vulnerability. It takes a willingness to be seen, and it takes a willingness to be loved. And that love is always there. But we have to be open to it. We must let it in. We must open our heart to receive that. But if we're all walled up or balled up, which often is a state of self-preservation from our wounded inner child, it's hard to let that love in. So doing that work, gently, lovingly with yourself to allow that love to soar from within your heart, that love of the divine to be reflected, to be witnessed by another, and to be willing to ask for help, to humble ourselves so much to know that we are human and we are interconnected and we need each other. It's a great gift because it provides the opportunity for someone else to be that channel for divine love for us, and for us to remember that divine love is always alive in our hearts, even in times where we don't feel it. So I invite you this week to release any preconceived ideas about happiness, love, especially romantic love that is so over sensationalized with stories and movies and drama. And instead to practice a grounded, rooted love. Breathing into the peace and the joy and the love within. And being willing to recognize love in the simplest places. To show up present. Perhaps in the beautiful, I noticed the other day some clovers starting to come up in my backyard, right? Beautiful purple clovers. To take a minute to pause and to be with that. And then offer that to our beloveds. Even when we may feel annoyed and frustrated, as we often do because we're humans. To offer that grace and space to be present, to be seen and to see another. To offer our full respect to another through our presence and our patience and our willingness to be there. To pause and set an intention before we act. And remember that this is a practice, a way of being in the world, a daily, moment-by-moment choice. And the more we practice, the more love and peace and joy naturally flow through us and into the world. So let us soften our hearts this week to the love that we are and to the love of one another, yes? All right, let's take it into prayer. Right here, right now, I breathe into the love of the one life. I breathe as the love of the one life. The energy, the presence that is beating my heart. I recognize that love and only love is real. That love is having its way right here, right now, in, as, and through me, in, as, and through all of life. So grateful to recognize the one life as love, as me, as you, flowing in, as, and through. And it is from this place of oneness, of love, that I speak this word now for everyone hearing the sound of my voice, to know that love and only love is real. That love is an expression of the one life, getting to know itself more fully through each of us. So I allow myself this day to soften my heart, to open my heart, to be willing to feel my feelings all the way through, to be willing to move my body when things may seem tense, and to open to the fullness and expression of life, knowing that I choose to show up as me, as the divine expressing through me, and to have eyes to see the ever-present love in all beings, in all moments, even in the spaces and the places that seem dark and murky. I know that love is there. So I'm so grateful to be this love, so grateful to take this moment to set the intention to know love as me, to see love as each and every person I encounter, and to allow love to be the answer always, and however that wants to express uniquely through me in each moment, showing up present, showing up now, being the love. So with great gratitude for the fulfillment of this prayer, I release it now into the action of the law that always says, yes, my beloved, it is done, it is so. And together we say, and so it is.